Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Mind your business. Only on Money FM 89.3.
Thanks for joining us on Mind Your Business with me, Audrey Seek. Now, here's a question for you. Have you worn braces before? Maybe when you were growing up like me. If you have, you probably remember those old school metal brackets and wires. Definitely not the most confident boosting look when all you want to do is smile, right? Well, that's part of the reason why more people are now turning to clear aligners for teeth correction. They're discreet, effective, and way more comfortable. And this is where we bring in our next guest. Dental company Zenyum is forecasting a 73% jump in clear aligner users by 2027. And to meet this growing demand, they've just launched their newest innovation, the ZenyumClearTM Pro, aimed at giving patients more customized and precise treatment options. So to tell us more about what's behind this surge in interest and where the future of cosmetics dentistry is headed, we're joined by Julian Artopé, founder and CEO of Zenyum. Julian, good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Invisible braces. This sounds like a dream to teenage Audrey, so I'm glad to be chatting with you today. We're going to start with some stats, Julian. Zenyum reports a steady 35% rise in patients choosing clear aligners over the last few years, and you're expecting that to grow even more by 2027. So from where you're sitting, what's really driving this surge, especially among young adults?
Great question. So there really is like two factors playing in the adoption of clear aligners. And by the way, in the United States last year, we estimate that already about 60% of all orthodontic cases were treated by clear aligners versus then the minority via traditional braces. And so what you would see, there's a behavioral change, which is that the generation of the millennials and the Gen Zs in certain ways is less materialistic. Cars are not as affordable anymore as it was for previous generations. People are not raving about getting a fridge or anything, and people are investing much more into personal experiences, into travel, into education, and into anything that enhances their social graph and confidence. And one of the things that gets featured in thousands of selfies every single year is obviously a beautiful smile.
Yeah, okay.
There's a second part to it, which is the technological innovation. So did you know that, for instance, the biggest use of the 3D printing technology is actually dentistry?
Oh, I had no idea.
And so what you would have is you have 3D printing, you have CAD/CAM design, and what that enabled is a product with clear aligners that's superior in nearly all aspects for consumers versus the incumbent product of the traditional braces. And all of that's driving a lot of adoption.
Okay, so there's definitely a stronger focus these days, especially among younger people, on aesthetics and personal branding, to your point. But when it comes to cosmetic dentistry, is it always just about looks, or do these treatments often have real functional or health benefits as well?
I don't think both is mutually exclusive. So what we oftentimes see is that if you're straightening your teeth, you also will see some health benefits. So for instance, they get easier to clean because your brush actually can reach in between them. And you also have certain cases where people were complaining of migraines or of jaw misalignment. That would actually be resolved by adjusting your bite. So generally, straighter teeth are also healthier teeth.
Okay, so what kinds of concerns or questions are you hearing most often from patients who are thinking about getting these aligners?
So one of the typical questions, especially in the beginning, was, oh, does it really work? Is it really as effective as the traditional braces? And then obviously the second thing is that people are concerned about price and cost.
Yes. Okay, so when it comes to launching Zenyum back in 2018, an interesting story, but we know that you're present across 9 Asian markets today. Can you talk to us what sparked the idea behind Zenyum, the name behind this brand, and how has your vision kind of evolved over the past few years?
So I wanted to launch a consumer brand that was like driving innovation, was technologically interesting. And if you're a founder and you commit to something for hopefully decades, you better have a mission that you want to wake up for every morning. I'm a pretty upbeat guy, and so making Asia smile more was something that really resonated with me. And in the beginning, when I was exploring dentistry as a potential industry, I sat down with a good friend that was actually from Indonesia. He's an orthodontist, and we brainstormed a little bit about names. And I did not want to be Mega Smile, Super Smile, Smile 2000. There were too many companies like that already. And so we were looking for a blank canvas that we could paint ourselves. And I asked him, what means to smile in Bahasa? So he said Zenyum with an S, and we just added the Z to add a little bit of quirkiness.
Okay, very nice. So let's talk about your new offering, the ZenyumClear Pro. Could you walk us through what makes this different from all of the traditional options out there and how the customization process works?
So it's really an evolution of our product. And when we started off Zenyum, we always said one thing that's very important, you always need to see a local dentist. We're very proud that nowadays we have over 600 dentists within the network. But the worst thing that I could ever do as a founder of this company is mess up somebody's smile.
Right.
And so in the early days in 2018, we said, okay, let's be very careful. Maybe that's the German side in me to say, we only accept simple cases. So you would have been a perfect case. You already were wearing braces as a kid and you just needed small corrections, maybe of the front teeth. But over the years, we were able to expand our product range and to learn how to express more complex movements. So since about 2-3 years, we can now even adjust bites and move the back teeth very effectively.
Okay.
Now, most recently, we have launched a specific solution with ZenyumClear Pro that is there for orthodontists and can compete with the best products in the market out there. So we can now treat even the most complex of cases with advanced 3D movement and CBCT technology, which is just a fancy word of a very cool tech where you can overlay an X-ray and a 3D scan to have a skeletal picture of your head and your teeth.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how long does the treatment usually take compared to traditional braces or other aligner systems?
It really depends on your complexity. So we had cases as short as 3 months up to 24 months. Oftentimes we have people reaching out saying, oh, I just got engaged. My wedding is in 9 months. Can you help me for a glow up? And I'm very proud that I hope that Zenyum has actually improved a couple of wedding pictures.
Oh, wow. Okay. And I want to talk about price point now because I think this is something that a lot of consumers are worried about. How does the pricing stack up against traditional braces? Are there more affordable options as well within the Zenyum range?
Yes, usually we are more affordable at Zenyum. So ZenyumClear costs between 2,500 to 4,900 Sing dollars, depending on the complexity of the case. We also said we never aim to just be the cheapest one. We think that Zenyum is the best value for money that you get in the market due to our 7 years of experience, extended doctor network, and superior materials that we have.
Okay, so taking a step back here, Julian, what's your take on the future of cosmetic dentistry here in Asia? What role do you see Zenyum playing as the industry evolves?
So we have seen a massive growth of the overall oral care industry, also in emerging markets around us like Malaysia, Vietnam. Dental and oral care is booming as available income is rising. And we're very happy to lead that charge with the adoption of clear aligners, but even in other categories. When we started in 2018, we assumed that only 7% of Singaporeans were brushing their teeth with a power brush. Today, we think that number stands at 12%, and Zenyum has the Zenyum Sonic Power Brush range, which is the best-selling toothbrush on platforms like Shopee and Lazada.
Okay, well, there you go. And so Zenyum has become a success story in Singapore and across the region. Looking back, what would you say was the key to building such a strong brand in such a competitive space?
I think any founder that is on the intersection of consumer and medical can really only have one answer to that, which is customer experience. So making right by your customers, especially in our case, over the course of a long time, making sure they feel taken care of and that we deliver the results that they really want. Because if we do that, then we would truly make Asia smile more.
I love it. All right. Cosmetic dentistry is becoming more accessible, personalized, and a bigger part of how we think about confidence and health. That was Julian Artopé, founder and CEO of Zenyum. Thank you so much, Julian, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Keep it here on Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.